When you think of the modern action star, you think of Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is considered one of the biggest film stars of our generation. With films like The Matrix and John Wick, Keanu Reeves has been a household name for many years. But there is the critique for Keanu that most action stars suffer from, and that's that they can only be action stars. In a lot of Keanu's other films, and even some of his more mediocre ones, people say that Keanu Reeves is an actor that lacks a lot of depth. They respect the effort he puts in action sequences, but people just don't believe that Keanu has it for more emotionally driven scenes. That Keanu Reeves is only good for good action sequences and saying one line.
Yeah.
But I'm here to argue that Keanu has a lot of depth, but it's not in any of the movies you probably see him in. Not in a movie at all. It may be crazy to a lot of people that only see Keanu's movies, but his best role was in Cyberpunk 2077, a video game released in 2020 about a dystopian future like the ones you see in films like Blade Runner. There, Keanu Reeves plays Johnny Silverhand, an ex-Rockstar legend from years past who is revived by the main player. In a heist gone wrong, the main player inserts a chip in their brain called Soul Killer, which has the engram/soul of Johnny Silverhand. Now, with their brains being violently fused together, Johnny and the main player have to find a way to stop it. And this is where I say Johnny is Keanu's best role. Keanu shines as this narcissistic, angry, violent character that's the opposite of what Keanu is in real life. And yet, this makes it all the more better, especially when Johnny Silverhand grows as a character. We get an insight into who Johnny Silverhand is, his morals, his goals, his beliefs, and it really adds a layer to Keanu Reeves' acting that no one has seen before. And we will be talking about it from start to bitter finish.
But give up your ideals, and no amount of eddies can buy you back. This war's a people's war against a system that spiraled out of our control. Hear me, asshole? A bullet to the fucking brain!
In the game, our introduction to Johnny Silverhand is his last memory alive. Although we don't know who Johnny Silverhand is, we can get an early grasp of how he acts and what he does.
I can't let you on! Hey, where's Shell?
Of course you're high. Tonight, I'm here to say goodbye to all of you.
Already we can see that Johnny Silverhand is a parody of 80s rock stars in the past, high and rather aggressive.
Money's money, can't fuck around with it.
Johnny, wait up! Don't do this! You could still change your mind.
Want to see me give up? Sounds like something you'd do. Know why? Because you've always been a fucking pussy, Carrie. Offer you one piece of advice, for old time's sake. Stop being one. Time to bring on the future.
As we see Johnny's memory, it's treated like a power fantasy, an unstoppable force of nature who destroys anything in his path. But we also learn that Johnny Silverhand is a terrorist who is not doing the right
Really
thing.
need me to answer that question?
Jesus, Johnny, you've gone off the deep end. And that's coming from a chair jock.
Bushido 2, Bomb's name was what?
Wrap it up! We got a Delta!
The Demolitron. We're good to blow.
Shaka Elite's incoming! Run for it!
Not done yet. Still need to feed this to their subnet.
never about corporate colonialism. This was about your groupie output, wasn't it?
No, you wouldn't understand, Rogue.
Giving you 4 fucking minutes. Chopper's not gonna wait 1 sec longer.
Door lock breached. Arasaka sons of bitches incoming.
Love you, Spider.
Holy cyber cow. We're on TV. Take a look.
Turn now to Arasaka Tower. Its evacuation ongoing after an unidentified terrorist organization released a manifesto threatening violence. The terrorists stating their desire to, quote-unquote, topple a monument to corporate colonialism. Night City's mayor, Imbole Ebunike, has issued a statement declaring that he will bring the full force of the law to bear in response to any act of terrorism. Going now to our reporter on the scene at Arasaka Tower. Hopefully he can shed some light on the situation as events unfold.
All set. Now get out of there.
And then his memories end with him being bested and eventually killed.
Shit! That's Adam Smasher! Johnny, run!
Smasher.
Told you, Johnny boy. Told you I'd end you someday.
Despite dying in the process, Johnny Silverhand succeeded in detonating 2 thermonuclear charges in Arasaka Tower, changing him from anarchist rock star to mass terrorist. When Arasaka found him, they believed in fates worse than death, and put him in the Soul Killer program, where he would be asleep for more than 50 years. But in 2077, he was woken up by the main player, and to his and the player's disgust, they are becoming one another.
My way. You included. Who you work for? Start talking. Fuck. Fuck. Fucking chip. Rip the thing out myself. No, wait! I'll take control. I'll find a way. You hear me?
See you never, asshole.
Now like that. Stick some iron in your mouth and pull the trigger. I can feel it. Our minds touching. I'm like mold on fruit, creeping into you. Nothing I can do about it. You hear me? I'd puke if I fucking could. It's just a copy of the engram. I'm out there somewhere. Gotta be. Fuck, fucking fuck.
Kill you!
Do it. What are you waiting for?
Fuck me.
And this is where Keanu and the main player's relationship starts, with them violently butting heads at each other. Major props to the team behind this scene. Actors, writers, mocap, everything. They perfectly set the tone and how bad V and Johnny's circumstance is. And the day after, Johnny apologizes, trying to see if he can use V.
You know, you got some nerve. First you had to kill me, now you want to be my pal. Make like nothing happened.
You know you don't gotta speak out loud to talk to me.
What do you want?
And I've processed some shit, changed my mind. Don't want you dead anymore.
Go fuck yourself, dickwipe.
Hey, wasn't easy for me either. You woke up in a landfill, I woke up in your head. Wrestling with your thoughts, memories. Think we're even. And I've taken a step back, looked at things. Think we might be able to help each other. We could start with Rogue. Her and I go back to the Stone Age.
You're the ghost of Christmas past, asshole. Any friends you had are either dead or so old their memory's gone.
Johnny Silverhand died a legend. Nobody forgets that.
So you fucking know Rogue. What do I say to her? Got a talking brain tumor claims it's her old friend Johnny?
Trust me, Rogue's heard dumber shit than that. Way back when you weren't even an itch in your daddy's ball sack.
Don't need convincing. Seeing your memories, gross.
Rogue will dance to any tune I play her. Just get us to the afterlife.
There is no us.
Of course, I can't talk about every single thing that Johnny and V do in this game because that's about hundreds of hours and millions of different choices that could lead to different endings. But Johnny and V's dynamic is something that's always interesting, with Johnny Silverhand always being the person who should be quiet but has something to say. Throughout your gameplay, Johnny becomes the man behind your ear, always dropping commentary and comments on things that the player does, whether that's agreeing, disagreeing, or just making fun of them. And Keanu plays this sarcastic character really well, knowing that Johnny Silverhand isn't technically alive and not in control of his actions, which makes him a unnecessary spectator. But it helps develop this older brother dynamic that Johnny gives to V. V, the player, was someone who wanted to be famous like Johnny, and Johnny was as famous as V wanted to be and knew it absolutely sucked. So he's rather negative about his situation always, but it makes for some pretty great moments. One mission that I found very funny was that when we were tasked to hunt for a woman who was possibly cheating on someone we knew, and Johnny, not taking it seriously, starts narrating it like a detective noir thriller.
Seedy bars, betrayal, a beguiling woman. Sounds like something out of a pulpy noir thriller. Pepe was used to listening to his customers' complaints, but now it was he who needed to get something off his chest. It was the same old story. An unfaithful wife in a city where everything was uncertain.
You about done? I'm trying to focus.
It was her, the lady in pink, breaker of hearts, framed by a halo of cigarette smoke. I followed her.
Dreaming of the day the narrator put a fucking plug in it.
The woman looked around. Something weighed on her. Maybe it was my gaze.
Keep this up, I'm gonna fucking puke. Narrate that.
But Johnny Silverhand is also a very serious character when the time needs for it, especially when he can tell that V is physically or emotionally distraught. He can also share a lot of heartfelt and strong moments, like this one.
You wanted to know why I brought you here. There's a hidey hole where I'm standing. Open it. Empty it.
These yours?
They were. Belong to you now.
Huh. 50 years back. Mexican conflict.
When I was a young piss brain like you, I enlisted with a Corp army. Was in Mexico when I realized that no matter the conflict, Corps always win. Ordinary people always lose.
So, that the truth you decided to reveal in song?
Well, deserted first. Wound up here, locked in this room. Laid in bed, staring at the ceiling fan for a good month.
I wouldn't mind lying down right now. Watching a fan till the end of time.
It's why I brought you here. Wasting days, weeks. That's the step I want you to skip.
Why are you giving me these?
Imagine we're deployed together, fighting in a war, side by side. Would you take a bullet for me?
I would. Yeah.
Tags belong to a man who sacrificed his life for mine in Mexico. Been thinking about our predicament. Want to be clear. I will do you no wrong. When the time comes, it'll be my life for yours. I'll agree to get wiped. Tags are proof of my promise.
I do the same for you.
Yeah. Thanks.
These are all great, but in order to get the most out of Johnny's character and Keanu's performance, we need to go through Johnny's arc and his main ending. These events involve having to relook at Johnny's past, his past friends, his past enemies, and what's been since his fame. At first, the first person we go to is Rogue, the blue-haired woman from Johnny's first flashback, now a much older woman, who spends her days in the most popular bar in Night City, as she has become the master of her own operations, and one of the bigger fixers in Night City. At first, she doesn't believe what you're talking about, so Johnny offers to take control in order to convince her. V agrees to this, but Johnny gets a little too carried away with being back in control and gets incredibly wasted, while also finding leads on Adam Smasher, the person that killed Silverhand in the flashback. Despite its craziness, it did work out, and Rogue would find our player early in the morning with a really bad hangover.
Feel like shit. No surprise there. Don't remember a thing, huh?
Let's just say, I see some huge fucking black holes.
He called me early morning. Of course, I thought it was you. And I thought, cute kid. Too bad she's gone completely whacked.
Came to see for yourself, huh? Morbid curiosity.
Mm-hmm. And I found Johnny Silverhand.
Feels weird, this. You knowing about Johnny?
Face is changing, you know. Still look like V, but that mean smirk, I'd know it anywhere. How he talks, moves, how he smokes.
I don't smoke.
I know. Could never confuse you two. Unbelievable that bastard's somewhere in your head.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck. Never again.
Had no idea the pills would lay you out like this.
Maybe it wouldn't be bad if you hadn't chased him down with fuck knows what. You tricked me. Just supposed to talk to Rogue.
Did talk to her.
And the stripper. Empathy brawl. Tattoo.
All required, man. Had to give Rogue something real, didn't I?
Ebunike? A lead on Grayson supposed to be a lead on Smasher? Lead to lead? That's real?
Real enough for Rogue. Quit mumble whining and let's Delta.
Johnny, V, and Rogue eventually go out to find Grayson, a operator affiliated with Adam Smasher, with the hopes that Adam Smasher is there. Once they get there, though, they only find Grayson with no lead on Adam Smasher. Rogue, frustrated with this, leaves. But Grayson has not only Johnny Silverhand's old gun, but old Porsche, and the location of where Johnny's buried. Johnny, interested, wants V to take him there. And in the moment we arrive to his grave, the facade of Johnny's rocker boy sarcastic persona leaves. What's left is this person who's forced to contemplate their own life in the middle of their own grave. And in this moment, it's one of the realest we'll ever see Johnny.
So that's how it is. Nothing here at all.
What did you expect? Headstone, flag, and flowers?
No. I don't know. A marker. Something. Anything.
We'll figure something out. Better now?
let's say it was my real grave, what would you write? Here lies Johnny Silverhand.
The guy who saved my life.
V, you don't know how much I want that to be true. Listen, I realize I fucked up a lot of things. Either let down or used every last person who gave me their trust. Blind, selfish bastard that I was. But I've managed one thing for now. Not to fuck this up. What we have.
No, Johnny, you fucked that up too. You used me. Lied to me. I can't trust you at all.
Is it too late to ask for a second chance?
What do you want from me?
Most people I thought were my friends. They couldn't even stand to be in the same room with me. You're fucking closest to me by a long shot. There, 24/7. And yet, you don't seem to hate my living guts. At least so it seemed. Till now.
Okay. But as second chances go, this is your last. I refuse to be that naive.
I'll try damned hard. Johnny Silverhand, relentless rocker boy who never gives up.
V. First among suckers. You were a real dickwipe at first.
You sorta deserved it. Remember waking up at Victor's not knowing about me? I'm seeing things, I'm scared. Then moaning at Misty's about how you didn't want to die.
Remember you whining for smokes in the middle of the night? Complaining about not being able to kill me?
Never thought we'd make it this far.
When you said you let your friends down, did you mean Rogue?
Rogue, Alt, Carrie, Santiago.
Not all's lost yet. At least with Rogue.
Can't pretend nothing's changed over 50 years. Can't just insert myself into her life.
Smasher Biz really got to her. You can't leave it like this. I don't think.
Might be right. She was acting weird.
You ought to talk to her.
You know, did promise her I'd take her to the movies long ago.
Good idea.
Call her for me. Ask if she's free some night. Thing is, you'd have to surrender control. Again.
Yeah. I'll call her.
Okay. Let's Delta. Nothing to see here after all.
Worth coming out all the same?
Absolutely. Thanks, V. Of all the heads I could have popped up in, hella glad it was yours.
And thus, V and Johnny set out to make amends with the people he wronged. With Rogue, he sets out to make things right with her. With Carrie, he sets out to bring the band back together for one more chance, for a memory between the two. And with Alt, he sets out to make things right with her after not being able to save her in the mission Never Fade Away, which is a flashback where we relive Johnny's more darker moments, losing his girlfriend to Arasaka, which explains his hatred for Arasaka in the beginning of the game. This and so much more makes Keanu Reeves as Johnny Silverhand one of the more better, if not the greatest, video game character celebrity appearances, where Keanu really channels the character of Johnny Silverhand and really makes it to a point where people can pick up the game and see Johnny Silverhand as more than just a Keanu Reeves role, but a character that can be seen was written and played with a lot of love. With Phantom Liberty, so much about Johnny Silverhand hasn't even been touched yet. If Johnny really hates Arasaka, imagine how much he hates Militech. Militech sent him to war in Mexico where he saw things beyond his imagination, things that would give people PTSD. Militech is the disgusting version of the American industrial complex, where they just eat up soldiers and spit them out like garbage, leaving their veterans to rot. But we'll just have to see when Phantom Liberty is out. which is why I believe that Johnny Silverhand is arguably Keanu Reeves' best role.